Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Last time we encountered what appears to be Nibelheim, and this time we are going to head into what appears to be Tifa's house. This guy has a tattoo number 5 and he gives me nothing, so he can go to hell. This one over here, on the other hand, I think does give you something. Hey, Turboweather. And they're all talking about reunions and other such things about Sephiroth, and even talking about going into that mansion, which we will be doing later. Number 4, and this one gives us a Platinum Fist, which is another weapon for Tifa that's not particularly good, so I won't be using it. Anyway, over here, we get a little bit of an explanation as to why there's a town here. Clone Activity Report. Oh, we can already see where this is going. So apparently all these guys in black are clones. Clones of what, though? Oh, and there's a confidentiality report. 8 people have visited the town, and none of them knew about it. Oh, so the Shinra restored the city, I guess to hide the fact that Sephiroth, one of their own guys, managed to destroy an entire town, including slaughtering innocent civilians, Shinra soldiers, and basically going rogue. So yeah, everyone in this town now is an actor paid for by the Shinra, and they really probably could have come up with a much better situation than this. Apparently they even brought in the same piano, though I don't know how they would know this, unless they owned the building. Then they would have all the, the blueprints to rebuild the houses, but how could they know what kind of piano was here? Let's play the piano. I know how to play, kind of. Yay! The thing about this here is if you play this a few times, then randomly, I think it is, you will, there we go. Do it really fast, so I'm not wasting too much time. But yeah, randomly, if I can get it to work for me, it's usually after 3 in my case. Ah, there we go. Secret savings of 1 gil came out of the keyboard. And I've heard that impacts your ability to get an item out of the piano later in the game, though I'm not sure if that's true or not. But anyway, you can always just do that. Hey, get out of my way, I want to leave the house, thank you. Anyway, do I need to heal? Nah, I'm good. Alright, let's head into the Shinra Match and see if Sephiroth is still here, I guess. And 1 step in and battle. That's just great. These are the guys I want to fight. Dorky face. No. This is annoying. This can inflict confusion. So let's use beta to take these guys out ASAP. Okay, maybe not. I can't use Titan. Run! Run! You do not want to end up getting stuck fighting these guys, because confusion is really, really bad. Good thing status effects don't remain, and if you can't have somebody to one-shot them with a spell, I wouldn't even worry about it. The one from the Turks, huh? Oh, he's been altered and put to sleep in the basement. I don't know who's talking or who he's talking to. Let's read this other letter. 4 hints. Numbers are, and basically there is a safe in this area, and there are 4 numbers. Only 3 of them, they give you options. If you head down into the secret one, Invisible Ink, dial number 4 is right to 97. There's a few different ones in here. Let's see if I can remember where they all are. Up here, I believe there's one... Is it here? There we go. There's number 2. Head over this way. Stupid ghosts and your damn confusion. Go away. Not the enemies I want to fight right now. Alright, where is the other one? Oh, you can't access that chest from this area. In order to get to this one, I think we need to head in this door over here. Nothing but ghosts so far. And a silver megaphone that I won't ever use, because I probably won't ever use the useless Kate Sith again. Well, there's a couple times he's forced into the party. Alright, here, got a magic source. Now, it's around here somewhere. No, it was not in that battle. I think it's on the floor around here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. And I'm not even bothering to remember these numbers because I have them all written down already anyway. Anyway, this little opening is still there. We'll go down there in a bit. We still have one more room to visit. And I don't believe we can sleep here for free anymore. No. Okay, we have a new enemy. These are Mirage. I don't know if there's anything special about them because I don't remember fighting them in a long time. And these guys are annoying. They still like to inflict lots of status effects on me. See if I can take a couple of these mirrors out. I'm assuming they have like an auto reflect, but I don't know because, like I said, I haven't fought these guys in a long time. Now let's use Cloud to take him out. Cloud still hasn't gotten his level 3 limit yet. Yuffie, on the other hand, has. And we get a mirror. I'm assuming that casts Reflect. Let's find out. Just because I haven't fought them in a while. Oh, look at that. That could be useful. Well, let's use some more sources on Cloud there. And that's it. Okay. Let's see here. Here's one more chest. What do we got here? An enemy launcher, which is a weapon for Barret. And the final clue. Okay, here's the safe, and because this can be a pain in the ass and I might screw it up, I'm going to take a pause break, make sure I don't screw it up, and I'll be right back. Alright, I mostly just healed up and screwed up once, so if you hold right, go over to 36, hit the circle button, back to 10, hit circle button, right to 59, make sure not to go over, and over to 97. Bang! There we go. And there's a little red materia that popped open there. And of course, boss time. Why not? It's a safe. We kept something alive in there for years. This is a relatively hard guy called the Lost Number. And let's see here. Of course, I have to use red first. What you want to do in this fight is you want to... I believe he's susceptible to poison. Where's my bestiary? Screw it. There we go. Attacks all opponents. Stardust Ray is actually relatively unique. Let's try that out. Well, it's not necessarily unique. It just hits multiple times, and it's one of the first ones we've seen that does that. So you want to do that. Maybe he's not susceptible to poison. This guy is kind of interesting because after you've dealt enough damage to him, he will split off. As you can see, he's got a purple and a red half. And he's split into his red half. If the last hit you deal to him before he switches is magic-based, then he will become weak, or very strong against magic, and he will cast magic on you, and he'll be weak to physical. So it's one good reason to have red in this party. Because basically, now that we've set him up like this, he's going to wail on us with spells, which hurt. You want to recast Big Guard there, so we get more... so we get some more magic barrier, because this guy is pretty strong. And we want to keep wailing on him with physical attacks. If your last thing hit before you change was a physical attack, you would be that purple half. and then he would, oh, what is it? Oh, there we go, he's gone. He's really easy this time around. Normally he's a lot harder than that. I'm way over-leveled. Yup, definitely over-leveled. And we get the Cosmo Memory, which I will show off shortly. Anyway, as you can see in there, there's a key, which is the key to the basement, of course, and the Odin Materia. So yeah, he'll turn into that purple half if the last attack before he changes is a physical one, and he will be strong against physical, and he will use physical-based attacks, and be weak to magic, or weaker anyway. So you'll want to continue using beta at that point or something, if that's what's happened. Anyway, let's see, what do we got here? We have a new summon, which I don't really have room for. Let's get rid of Titan, because Titan's not particularly good. And Odin. Odin normally seems to use a lance type attack, a lunging lance, or I can't remember what it's called. But he can sometimes use what has been translated instead of Zantatsuken, like in every other Final Fantasy game. It is translated as Steel-Bladed Sword, and it does what it always does. It instantly kills enemies. Though it doesn't always use it, and it's not very reliable. And yeah, it seems to be random between that and his lance, which does non-elemental damage, and is actually quite useful. Cosmo Memory. Huh. Okay. I don't get it. Yes, Yaffy, you are totally clueless. Basically what this is learn a level 4 limit skill. And in order to learn it, you need to have all of your other ones learned. Level Part 1 and Part 2 on each level. Cosmo Memory is actually for Red 13. Of course, since I haven't learned his level 3s yet, I can't learn it. Once I've learned both of his level 3s, then I'll be able to go and you just use it as an item on him and he'll learn it. So yeah, I'll be able to do that later. And we've got the key to the basement and beat the boss, so let's continue on down into the basement. See if we can find Sephiroth. If he is here, we're going to be in for one hell of a boss fight. More spiral staircases. Yay! New enemy? One new enemy. A black bat. Let's see if we can use Gauntlet. That's a good idea. Gauntlet's a pretty cool attack, if I remember right. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Not bad, not bad. Pretty much as good as your Landscaper from level 2, though. Which is kind of sad. Okay. Got rid of those guys. And I'm still going the right way. Probably should have healed, but I'm not worried. Okay. More ghosts, but no harm, no foul. Let's see here. We've got this guy in here. What do we got here? Casket. Wake me from the nightmare. Whoa. Is that a vampire? Cool! It's a vampire! Having a nightmare. Huh, it's kind of interesting. The name of this song is The Nightmare Begins. I believe it is, anyway. Time to atone. Atone for what? He has nothing... Oh, well, that's... yeah, pretty much the truth for Cloud. Forgot he had that line. Let's talk about Sephiroth. The beginning of a nightmare. Very true, Cloud. He found the secrets that were not hidden, that were laying across multiple bookshelves full of old books. Reading tome after tome, they're not really hidden, they're just there. Unless he's like doing really in-depth research or something like that in order to figure out forgotten mysteries. Oh. Oh, I thought the song was going to stop there. And he does a backflip. Oh, we're going to explain the whole story again? No, they're nice enough to cut out that and just kind of say, oh, that's how it happened. Which is nice. So, Sephiroth was created 5 years ago. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Because 5 years ago, Cloud was traveling with Sephiroth. I'm not sure if that's a translation error or an error in my understanding of the plot, but this plot is confusing beyond belief, so it's probably the latter. But then again, there's so many translation errors that it could be the former as well. Oh, yeah, well, we know that. Seeking the Promised Land. And we give him our entire story, and he says, not happening, I ain't telling you squat. Another sin. Huh. So, how does that work? Let's talk to him again. Who are you? Was with Shinra Manufacturing. Oh, they have a very long name, otherwise known as the Turks. Vincent. Formerly of the Turks. You're sleeping in their mansion. You probably owe them rent money. You have some affiliation with them. Formerly a soldier, but I don't live in their house. Lucretia, huh? It's a cool name. Every time I see that name, what is it? Lucia, or how? I don't know. The character from Chrono Cross. I always think back to Luca from Chrono Trigger, just because it's the first RPG I ever played. Well, I don't really count Zelda as an RPG, so. A woman gave birth to Sephiroth? I thought you just said he was manufactured 5 years ago, which, again, I pointed out there was a lot of issues with. And now what happened to Genova? Just a theory. What? Okay. Professor Gas. Do we know who he is yet? We know that he was a genius. I think that's about all we've heard, though. Apparently you have some infatuation with this lady. Stop her from doing what? Your sin was you couldn't stop her from having a kid? I'm confused. Face the worst. It's kind of a strange punishment, though if he's a vampire he'd be immortal and that would be basically torturous. I would assume, as long as he's aware that he's there. And now he just wants to be left alone. Alright. No more of that. Let's go talk to Sephiroth? What do we got? He is here. Sephiroth. It's time to duel! No. I ruined it. I ruined the epic confrontation with jokes from Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. What reunion? All those other guys were talking about that too. And Cloud is stupid and ignorant. Yay! This is your hero. At least he's not as emo as he is in the movie. Not that I have a problem with emos, I just find it weird that they changed his character in such a manner. I don't really understand emos. I've never had a friend who was emo, so oh well. Genova will be at the reunion. Join the reunion and become a calamity from the skies. Okay. So she's not an ancient. Didn't they say she was a being that crash landed years ago, and now saying that she's not of this planet suggests that she's not an ancient, which doesn't make any sense since we know the ancients came from off-planet too. And he says we're not allowed to participate, and then tells us exactly where to go. We must head north past Mount Nibel. And he throws a materia at us. I don't know why he would do that instead of throwing one of the many, many books, or a rock, or something. Oddly enough, he gives us the destruct materia, which, if you remember, or if you've played this game and you know the end of the game, that's kind of funny. And if I remember it, I will mention it when we're fighting the final boss. And if you've talked to Vincent multiple times there, and trying to leave, well, maybe. We've already seen him a couple of times. We're not really after him, we're after the Shinra in general, which he's apparently quit from. Stop being a vampire, Vincent. Technically, like, to be honest, he's not supposed to be a vampire. If you remember that first letter that I was reading when I first got into the mansion about, what was it? Someone who had been experimented on. That was Vincent. And he actually has a robotic arm. Or, not a robotic arm. But, yeah, I'll throw him in my party later. I'm already set up with these characters. Nice! That was great. There are some new enemies here. Let's see if I found one. These are just rats. Let's kill the bats. I need to give Red more MP. Yeah, but anyway, Vincent's not really a vampire, but he does have like a claw arm, where I think his arm has been cut off or something like that. Seems to be a trend in this game. Barrett and now Vincent. Weird. Anyway, there's one other enemy down here that I do want to meet up with, one that I haven't already showed off upstairs, so I'm gonna go off screen and I'll find it and I'll be right back. And here we go. This is Ying, oops, and Yang. Should have been Yin and Yang, but oh well. What can you do? Let's turn that off, that's annoying. And this guy's kind of interesting because he casts a lot of high-level spells. And even though it kind of looks like there's only one cursor there, there's actually two because there are the two guys. And even though they're part of the same body, they're technically two different enemies. I believe one or both of them are weak to fire, so let's hit them with this. Or they at least take a lot of damage. One of them's weak, the other one's not so weak to fire. Well, let's, yeah, let's use Cure. Of course, this guy kind of wanders around, and then we get weird messages like, he's excited. Okay. Doesn't seem to change their AI script all that much. They still just throw level 2 spells at you and attack you and whatever. Not particularly worried. Now, if Yuffie can get that Cure spell off, I'd be really happy right about now. Unfortunately, his reactions take bloody forever. I don't know why, but they do. There we go. Not a lot to show off, but he's there. And he's an interesting enemy, just because of how weird he is. Alright, let's head toward the exit. There's a couple, I think there's one or two more enemies to meet up with. More importantly than that, one of them gives me an enemy skill, actually. Let's make sure I can get that enemy skill. Throw cover off, put on manipulate. That destruct materia, by the way, it basically casts de-barrier. Different forms. There's one for regular barriers and magic barriers and some other stuff too. And I think it also has the death spell, which I don't care about. Well, here's one new enemy. Is this the one I'm looking for? What the hell kind of a name is that? I have no clue. Anyway, this guy's actually weak to gravity, and even though I don't know how you can be weak to gravity, but this is supposed to reduce your HP by 50%. But considering he's weak, he actually takes more damage, and it one-shots him, so that's nice and easy. Let's see if I can find that last enemy. Jeez, these guys are hard to run into. Finally, I ran into them at last. And I don't even know if I can manipulate these guys or not, so let's try it. Nah, probably not. Either that or Red's just failing miserably. eventually they will use the enemy skill I'm looking for. It is not spin attack. No? No? Oh well. Hurry up and use my enemy skill. That's the one. A question mark enemy skill, which works very much the same as it always seems to work. It's very much like, oh, what was it? Steiner's minus strike. Deals damage equal to, there we go. Learned it for 2 people. Let's take these guys out. It does damage equal to your maximum HP minus your turn HP. So, yeah, we can already do, well, oh, apparently I can't hit them with that. Let's beat them up with normal attacks then. Sure, why not? These guys are so difficult to run into. I'm assuming that the weights have something to do with their, yep, with their weaknesses. If you look at that, they go from using physical attacks to using magical attacks. So I hit each one of them, they switch, and I can't use. Is there anything I can use? Come on. Here, I can show off Cloud's, I can show off Odin now. Might as well. Let's see, which one did I get? Okay, I got the lance. That works. No, no, I got the sword. Look at that. That's rare. Steel-bladed sword. I probably said that earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. Missed. Dead. Missed. That's great. It's much better when it actually uses something useful. Man, I can't use beta. Ah, crap. Running out of MP sucks. Okay, and Cloud can use Bio too. Ah, Bio probably would have worked. Unless they're immune to it. Yay! Okay, well, anyway, this video lasted probably longer than I intended because of all the time I spent searching for things. But yeah, so that's all the time I have for this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Next time we will, I guess, follow Sephiroth like sheep and head up to Mount Nibel. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys next time.